Yeah. So welcome to Cruising with a Case Handler right here on 93.5 WVIP FM each and every single weekday, 8:30 a.m., Saturdays, 7 p.m., Sundays, 12 noon. This is a show on personal injury and immigration. It all got initiated because of Adam Handler doing personal injury for the past 15 years on this station and, of course, towards the people and the community. Immigration is extremely, extremely important. You know, I've been doing it as far as talk is concerned, not doing it because I wouldn't be doing it and I don't intend to do it and I don't want to do it. All right. I'm not an attorney and I do believe that only attorneys should be doing this. But I've been actually doing immigration talk since 1996. And here I am right now, right here, obviously speaking with Adam Handler for, of course, personal injury and the top immigration attorneys, in my opinion, right here on this show on 93.5. We've got Conrad Pollack. No one out there has as much experience as Conrad Pollack, the managing partner at the firm Pollack, Isaac and DeSico at 225 Broadway on the third floor. And we've got Nelson, I keep calling him Nelson Maverick. Nelson Madrid, the Maverick. He's the top gunner when it comes to anyone who have ever been arrested, any kind of incarceration. You have paid your debt to society. You want to sort out your documents and all of that. Make sure you use only the Maverick. Remember that name, the Maverick. If it's not the Maverick, you're not using the right attorney. And once again, many people out there being put in deportation proceedings, you need that one man, the Maverick, Nelson Madrid. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great show. It will be, speaking like I'm in Star Wars, all right? Personal injury, immigration. Just remember one number. You can start dialing it now. I'm making sure that everybody here on this Friday get a 100% free consultation, all compliments of PPID, all compliments of the case handler, Adam Handler, all compliments of yours truly, Squeeze. How do you get the free consultation, the phone consultation? All you need to do right now before the top of the hour is to call this number, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. So everyone out there, scramble right now, get to your smart devices. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you make that call. Once again, the number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. 844-774-3529. Let's jump right into the show, Cruising with the Case Handler on personal injury and immigration. Today's a beautiful day because I'm alive, you're alive, we're all alive, and we're fighting. All right, so let's hand it over to the case handler. We're going to talk a little bit about personal injury. Then we come back with Conrad Pollack. Then we come back with Nelson Madrid. So let's jump into it. Case handler.
Hey, man. Hey, case handler. I thought we're referring to him as the Shark.
No, I used to be the Shark.
I gave him that name. I prefer the Shark. You know, he's a shark with these guys. But, you know, hey, Adam, you got multiple names now, man. Welcome to the show, Adam.
What's up, my brother? What's up, my brother? I want to say a blessed good morning to everybody out there listening to 93.5 and, of course, watching us on Facebook. If you can do us the favor and tip your waiter and share the page, we would be very most appreciative of it. Make sure that we spread something good these days, and that's information, quality information from attorneys that actually care about you and care about your case and care about getting you a successful result. My name is Adam Handler. As you said, Squeeze, I am a personal injury attorney, third generation, actually. Conrad is a second generation immigration attorney. I am a third generation personal injury attorney. It's in our blood. And, you know, pretty much, Conrad, and we never really talked about this. I guess we always knew that we were going to be attorneys and following in the footsteps of our family. And maybe that's why we're so passionate about it, because it's really all we know. You know, farmers produce great farmers are great farmers are usually products of farmers before them, and bakers and carpenters as well. So there's no difference here. You know, we've learned our whole life, Conrad and I, what it is to treat a client with respect, what it is to fight for the underdog. And you know what? It just dawned on me. Maybe that's what makes us exceptional when it comes to servicing our clients. But we're here. We're giving out free information. Of course, I'm the partner of the personal injury department here at Pollack, Isaac DeSico. And we've been very busy over these past few months. You know, it's been probably about 7 weeks now that we've been out of our office, or I've been out of my office, and my associate, Matthew Goodstein, we've settled over 30 cases for about $4.5 million. We're almost at $11 million for the year, which is a little off of our normal pace, but that's because the courts are closed, and our ability to say to the other side, say to the insurance company, you know, which one of you clowns is paying me today or seeing me next week in court? We don't really have that sense of urgency, but we are settling cases because the insurance companies do know who we are and what they're up against. So we're really proud of that. But we're also seeing a frequency of accidents now happening. More and more people are leaving their home and they're on the road. And unfortunately, that's, you know, when the car accidents happen. So I just want to make sure everybody understands basically how it works with car accidents in New York. When you're driving your vehicle and you're in an accident, regardless of fault, your insurance company is going to pay your medical bills and your time out of work. You could be hit by a drunk driver going the wrong way down a one-way street. It doesn't make a difference. It's called no fault insurance. Regardless of fault, your car pays your medical bills, their car pays their medical bills, and then of course you can go after the other vehicle for your injury, for your pain and suffering. So the most important thing you want to do, if God forbid you are in an accident, and they are starting to become more and more frequent as the restrictions are being lifted, you want to make sure that you call 911, get the police there, maybe take some photographs at the scene if you're able to safely do so, and then give us a call, because we will walk you through it. We've been doing it for weeks. I've been helping clients that I haven't even met yet. We just met over the phone or did a video conference, but I've been helping people get their medical bills paid, get their time out of work paid, get their car repaired, and of course, put in that claim with the other insurance company. But again, I always say, unless you call us, we will never know that you were in an accident. We don't hang around emergency rooms. We don't come up to you at the scene of the accident. We don't have tow truck operators on our payroll. We don't have body shops on our payroll. We don't have physical therapists on our payroll. You have to give us a ring, and our number for solid personal injury attorneys is 844-774-3529. That's 844 PPID law. And our results, we stand by our results. This is a results-based business. Conrad will say it, Nelson will say it, you know, we're only as good as our last case. And we like to think that we knock it out of the park every single time that we are faced with some sort of situation that our clients are depending on us. Because generally speaking, definitely true with personal injury, most of the time true with immigration, you got one chance and one chance only to get it right. So we say one chance, one choice, your case handler team, Pollack, Isaac DeSico. Let us show you what we can do. Let us show you what this firm's been doing for almost 50 years. Let us show you what I can do, what my father has done, what my grandfather has done, what Conrad has done, what Conrad's father has done. Because if you really take a look at what is possible when you have an attorney that's fighting for you like family, I think you're going to be very impressed. And I just want to thank everybody for listening. Thank everybody for a wonderful week. And I want to hand the reins over to Conrad and the Maverick right now to talk immigration, because there's a lot going on this week. There's a lot going to probably be going on over the next few weeks. And the most important thing I can say to you, as your boy, the case handler, who really handles the personal injury cases, but I see what goes on with the immigration, because I've been working with the immigrant community, specifically the Caribbean community, for over 15 years, is don't make a mistake of doing it yourself. Don't be a hero. I understand you want to try to save money and do it yourself, or go to some Joe Schmo that sounds like they're giving you a great deal, but there's something to be said. You always get what you pay for. Now, we're giving free consultations out, and I can guarantee you that these consultations are quality consultations. But when it comes to retainers, when you find somebody down the street that is willing to do it for $300, where a law firm is going to charge you $3,000, you want to second guess that. right? We say only a fool represents themselves. So please have that number saved, 844-774-3529. Numbers for solid attorneys that care. Thank you so much. Conrad, good morning to you. Nelson, good morning to you. Tell us what's going on in the immigration.
Morning, Shark. Good morning, the Shark.
Let's hear it.
Good. Listen, good morning, everybody, and thanks for that long-winded introduction. Appreciate it. You know, it hadn't occurred to me that you and I are both second generation. You know, you're absolutely right. My dad, after World War II, went to law school on the GI Bill in the 50s and became an immigration lawyer around the mid 60s. The immigration laws changed, and I think it was 65, which at that time is reverse what's going on today. They opened up the immigration quarters to the Western Hemisphere and basically changed the rules. And that's when basically the waves of immigration from the Western Hemisphere, South America, the Caribbean, that's when it really started in the mid 60s. And my dad was there. In fact, the reason my dad got into immigration way back when, he spoke many languages. And he started with Spanish and Creole with Haitians and you name it. He spoke pretty much every language out there. But he started immigration in the mid 60s, right through the 70s. One of the top immigration firms in the 70s. It's called Pollack and Kramer back then. And I broke in the early 80s, became a lawyer in the mid 80s, and I've been following in his footsteps since then, 35 years later. So basically, I mean, the Pollack tradition in immigration, dealing with immigrants, goes back to the mid 60s. And I remember as a child, my dad, you know, taking me to restaurants, clients of his, you know, entertaining him, and I've been doing the same thing now for the past 35 years. We have so many clients that own restaurants and businesses, small businesses throughout the New York area. So, you know, thanks for reminding me of that. And also, shout out to one of our other partners, Brian Isaac. His dad also is an attorney. So 3 of the principal partners in our firm are second generation attorneys. So definitely something to be said for that. But anyway, thanks for having us, Squeeze. Appreciate being here and talking to the community. And yes, it's been a great week. We've had various guests on today. In fact, I feel kind of lonely today.
It's the OGs. Us. It's the OGs.
Just today. Us. Yeah, we have nobody, no visitors today. You know, yesterday we had one of our young associates, Andrea Shear, on talking about various aspects of immigration. Day before that, we had one of our criminal associates on talking about how criminal defense associates talking about various issues related to criminal law. And next week, we haven't decided who's on the guest list yet, but I'm sure, I mean, of course, Ralston will be here. He's our man in the West Indian community. But I am feeling a little lonely today. So, you know, Nelson, you want to pick it up?
What are we, chop liver here?
Yes, we are, apparently.
Nelson is chop liver. I'm what's going on here?
I'm at a loss for words. I feel slighted.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's Conrad Pollack. I would say the most experienced immigration attorney in the nation. And that's dubbed by yours truly. And I'm quite sure many others, such as the Adam Handlers and the Nelsons and everybody out there. And it's extremely important that if you're looking for immigration help, ladies and gentlemen, you want to get your immigration questions answered, we have made it possible for you to get those immigration questions answered for free. Yes, you can get those immigration questions answered for free. You're listening to 93.5 FM right now. I mean, we're getting into Mother's Day weekend. All right. So, you know, I don't want to take away from that, but I need to ensure that you reach out to one of these attorneys between now and then. Dial this number, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Anyone looking for U.S. immigration questions to be answered, you need that free consultation with an attorney. You will not pay a dime, not 1 red cent, not even a blue cent or a pink cent or a green cent. It doesn't matter. You're not paying any cents. You're not paying any dollars. It's 100% free. If you make that call right now, if you set that phone consultation now, make that call. It is 844-774-3529. It's Link Up Radio 93.5 WVIP FM. We're live on Facebook. And if you were wondering, Adam, why I was fiddling so much, we're live on Instagram, on my Instagram.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's beautiful, man. We got to get it across as many platforms as possible. In fact, we got a call yesterday for immigration. I was so excited about this. We got a call for an immigration consultation. Oh yeah, I heard you. I was listening to your show. It was really great. You know, you guys sound like quality guys. Hopefully you can help me. I said, we'd be happy to help you. I said, so do you always tune in 93.5 in the morning? He goes, what's 93.5? I found you guys on social media. I found you on Facebook. He didn't even know we had a radio show. And I always think the radio show drives the social. Maybe it's starting to turn the tide the other way around. But I'm actually going to throw this out there, and I'll talk to Conrad off the air. But anybody out there, any of the mothers out there that need immigration help, mention the Case Handler Mother's Day special, the Mother's Day discount. We're going to give a discount to the mothers out there. If you retain us today, Friday, May 8th, we're going to give you a Mother's Day discount on your retainer, something additional that we would have normally taken off the price during this time. So Mother's Day discount, you must mention it, and it must be done today by 5 p.m. The retainer must be paid today by 5 p.m. Make sure you mention that. And let's push that on social media. I'm going to have Ruthie do that. Ruthie, if you're listening, a Mother's Day special for immigration retainers today for mothers, right? You got to, put your kids on the phone to verify. No, I'm just kidding. We'll take your word for it. If you say you're a mom, we're going to give you a discount, but it must be today.
What about the fathers who actually have to act in the mother's place?
They're going to have their Father's Day special, but I tell you what, if you tell us that, what are you putting me on the spot for? This was supposed to be something nice. The fathers can go next month. All right. But you should still retain us anyway if you're a father. But the mothers out there, let's do something special.
Absolutely. And I want to say a pleasant good morning to the Team Squeezers. Call them Team Squeeze on my Facebook platform. They've been there for years. We call them Team Squeeze. They're the ones who actually share the pages in groups, share the pages on their timelines. They help to build up the audience every time we get on Facebook. And once again, folks, we're on multiple Facebook pages. I think right now, well over 30 Facebook pages. However, the primary ones happen to be my page, David Squeeze Annakie, then the Case Handler page, then of course PPID's page. Those are the three primary pages, Pollack, Isaac, and Nisiko. We are talking on immigration. We're speaking on, of course, personal injury. I'm distracting me here. So once again, make sure that you call us at 844-774-3529. Before we get into the weekend, before we get off of 93.5 FM WVIP, this is something that we've been speaking about for the past few weeks. I like talking about it because, what's the word? I would like to avert, is that the word? Certain things that could happen down the road. So I am going to let the attorneys, Nelson Madrid, aka Maverick, that name is gonna stick like a mother. I can see
he got a call the other day. Nelson, tell him about the Maverick.
Yeah, I actually got a call from a listener who asked to speak to the Maverick. And I was actually able to speak to that person, and hopefully I provided good information. But yes, the listeners have been referring to me or calling me the Maverick, which is fine by me. If you want a personal free phone consultation directly with me, be sure to ask for me. You can call 844-774-3529.
Wow.
In our staff, in our department meetings, which we have on a daily basis lately on Zoom, basically everyone's starting to call him the Maverick. Nobody says Nelson anymore. It says, hey, Maverick, what do you think about this? You're laughing, but
calling
it's the
him
truth.
Maverick.
It's the truth. I'm waiting for everybody to start calling me Maestro, like that Seinfeld episode. I like it.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's Cruisin with a Case Handler, personal injury and immigration. Now, let's jump right into it. With immigration, there's a point that I want us to touch on here on this Friday. This is something that is very serious for everyone who plan on doing some filing where immigration is concerned. I think you need to listen to what the attorneys have to say about this. This came about on February 24th. We have to keep reiterating it so that people don't go out there and literally screw themselves or screw up the process. So right now we're trying to not let certain issues happen. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, dial the number before the top of the hour. Get yourself a free phone consultation off the air. The number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Good morning, Sandra Morris. Good morning, Sam Gotti. Okay. Good morning to all the folks watching us on Facebook. Switch to Facebook now. I don't know if the Maverick or the Maestro want to take the commentary on the piece that came about with the Department of Homeland Security on February 24th.
Maverick,
I'll defer to Conrad.
Maestro take.
Okay. Not a problem. Not a problem. So, immigrants always have faced various hurdles. There are various requirements in order to legalize your status in the United States. And one of those hurdles has always been overcoming what's called a public charge. You have to demonstrate always that you can support yourself, which it makes sense. I mean, if you're coming to the United States, you want to make a better life for yourself. You need a job. You have family to support you. It's always been essential that you demonstrate that you can support yourself and not coming here to receive welfare or any other form of public assistance. And generally, you show that you're working, or you show that your spouse is working, or that you have family members here that can provide support for you. You would overcome that public charge, quote unquote, rule, and you, assuming all other items were in order, you get your green card and legalize. Now, as of February 24th, that public charge rule has been dramatically changed, altered, and the manners by which the Immigration Service can say no to you have been greatly expanded. Nowadays, again, these are for cases filed after February 24th, any type of assistance that you receive, whether it's federal, state, local assistance for cash assistance for families, or SSI, or SNAP, or food stamps, or vouchers for public housing, Section 8, Section 9 rental vouchers, and the list goes on and on. If you have received any sort of assistance like that within the past 3 years, it can and it will be used against you. And a hard and fast rule that's part of this new draconian measure is basically if you've received any of these types of benefits within for a period of a year within the past 3 years, you will be denied your application for your green card. In addition, if you've received two forms of that relief simultaneously, let's say you've received food stamps and SNAP relief simultaneously for the past 6 months, each of those programs are counted individually. So if you've received each for 6 months, that totals 12 months. You will be denied. And this is serious business, folks, because if you're denied, and I'm talking basically people that are applying for adjustment of status here in the United States, if you're denied, the likelihood is that your case will be sent to the deportation section of the USCIS, and you will be placed in removal proceedings, and you'll have to explain to an immigration judge why they shouldn't send you back to your country. So this is serious business. As I've been saying, and in fact, we need a banner behind me. Immigration is a minefield. It really is. You make one wrong step and boom, you blow up. And there's not a lot frequently in these types of situations that can be done, especially for people that are in the United States for less than 10 years or don't have a lot of family members here. There's very little that can be done once you're placed in removal proceedings. I mean, there are methods of relief, but then we're talking lots of time, lots of grief, lots of aggravation, and lots of money. So I guess my point here is that this is not the type of thing that people should be doing on their own. You need a lawyer, you need experts, you need people that know what they're doing. It is necessary these days, in particular, because the stakes are so much higher than they used to be. And you don't have to take my word for it. You see what's going on in the newspapers. You hear on the radio, on television, what's going on and what this administration is trying to do in terms of keeping immigrants out of the United States. This is a way for them to do it. And by going in and doing these cases on your own without competent legal advice, you're basically helping them to say no to you. So don't do it. Give us a call. We're happy to talk to you. We're happy to explain what's going on. And again, I wish you all luck. Nelson, anything I missed here?
Yeah, just to add, and I think it's a very important point to touch on. I've spoken with many callers who go to people who prepare forms, this is more than just a form. You have to provide supporting evidence with the application when you file. Again, and unfortunately, it's a common theme I've seen. Once you file something with immigration, you have put yourself on the radar. Now they know who you are, where you live, where you work, who your spouse is, how many children you have. They know everything about you.
What your problems are, what your weaknesses in your case are.
So, the analogy I always give is you're pretty much low-hanging fruit. It's a numbers game, right? And they have to arrest a certain amount of people. They have to detain and deport a certain amount of people. You're an easy...
There are very strict quotas these days. This is
right.
true.
You are a very easy target for them. So just be careful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Once again, folks, this is obviously what we call Cruising with a Case Handler. I'm here fiddling with IG. All right. So I want to say thanks to each and everyone tuning in on IG. We really got to get this IG thing going, Adam.
Yeah, we will. But you know what? Before we sign off for 93.5 for the morning and essentially sign off 93.5 for this wonderful week, I want to give that number out again. And that's the number to be connected to our firm, PPID, Pollack, Isaac DeSico, lawyers that really do care about you as a client, you as family, and want to obtain the best possible result, whether it's the millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars that I've received from my clients compensating them in personal injury cases, or adjustments of status, citizenship, green cards, things that we do with respect to immigration. We're here to help. We want to help. Mention that Mother's Day discount. Moms, I'm serious. I'm going to be counting.
Let's call it Mom's Discount. Mom's Discount at PPID. Mom's Discount.
You must retain today. So listen.
Yeah.
I'm finished. I got this. I want all the moms out there to give us a ring. Thank you so much for everything you do. Of course, thank you for the first responders and healthcare workers this week. Another amazing week of God's work. 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID law. And I'll even let Squeeze say goodbye to you.
I was just going to say you sound like somebody I know, but I was just being an ass. All right. Once again, folks, call the number right now. The number is 844-774-3529. I tell you what, I'll make a bet with everybody. If you call this number now and you don't get a free immigration consultation, I will change my name. I will get off the station. Free immigration consultation with an attorney privately. The number is 844. You got to call now. 774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. 844-PPID-LAW.
It's 9 o'clock.
There you go. All right, gentlemen. Y'all ready to continue?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. Sorry about that joke, man. I had to crack that one on you.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but
I'm
listen.
I'm quite sure Conrad and Nelson.
We're soldiers in the field. And when one soldier goes down, like you were going down, fiddling with your phone, the other soldier's got to grab you and take you to the finish line.
I am very happy. No, we had a lot of interaction on Instagram, and I'm impressed, because I do believe that within the next few months, ladies and gentlemen out there, the social media platform is really truly going to take over, because a lot of people are sheltering in place. A lot of people are actually on social media, and I'm very happy that PPID made the move in doing more marketing outreach. I like that word, marketing outreach to the communities on social media. We have millions. I'm going to ask Conrad and Nelson this. How many millions of immigrants are in the United States you believe that are out of status that need help? The firm PPID. All right. And I won't say any other firm. The firm. How many millions do you think? I think it's over 10 million. What do you think?
Last I heard, it was more than double that. I mean, it depends on who you listen to in terms of the numbers, and it depends on what their political persuasion and what their motivations are. Some say 10, some say 20, 22. But suffice to say, there's a lot of people out there that need immigration help and advice and assistance, and we're here to provide it.
Yeah, and we were getting calls yesterday, actually, from people out in California, Conrad. I don't know if you saw that. So the reach is very... No,
not just California. We got a call from Barbados yesterday from a woman.
From Jamaica.
Questions.
We've had a couple of callers call us from Jamaica.
Wow. I like this. Once again, folks, it's not just about also making the call and doing the consultation. Retain the attorneys. Retain, and I'm saying it because they can't say it, retain the best attorneys in the capacity of immigration. I'm saying it. The attorneys can't say it. But I know it's definitely true. I've seen what it is that they can do. And I'm going to prove it right now. I'm going to jump into an immigration question. We're going to do this for about another 5 minutes on immigration. Then we'll switch to Adam Handler, the case handler, who will give us a true success story of a client that he has helped in the capacity of personal injury, where someone got hurt in an accident. But let's jump back to immigration here with a question. This one I think is for you, Nelson. Maverick. In 1995, I was arrested and found guilty for possession of a Class D, marijuana in parentheses, with the intent to distribute in a school zone. I did no jail time. I do possess the original court disposition of the case along with my CORI record available upon request. I don't even know what CORI is. During the same time frame, my driver's license was suspended 4 times. Since then, I have no other issues. That being said, I have 2 questions. 1, is there any possibility of becoming naturalized through the US government? If not, am I able to travel internationally without any problems with immigration when arriving into the US?
Hey, that's
Are we assuming this person has a green card? I think so, right?
I presume so. That's what it sounds like.
okay. There is a rule, or there is a law that basically says a conviction prior to, I believe, and I would have to double check this. I think it might be prior to 1996.
Right, April
right,
96.
would not necessarily disqualify you. Again, that's something I would have to double check. But he should definitely speak to an attorney, because if the crime happened before a certain date, he would be eligible for naturalization. Now, that being said, this is not something obviously you want to do on your own, right? Because if you go to your interview and the officer has no idea what's happening, good luck trying to convince an officer otherwise. The officer will simply tell you, shut up, be quiet, and don't talk back to me. And this is common. I've heard this from many people who go by themselves. Obviously, when you go with an attorney, you tend to have a different experience. I would definitely be careful traveling outside of the United States. Definitely. It's very likely you will be considered what's called inadmissible. Inadmissible basically applies to anyone who has traveled abroad. Every time someone, as a permanent resident, is trying to return to the United States, they pretty much call it knocking on the door. You are asking to be let in. Again, you could travel and not have a problem, but eventually it could catch up to you. And that's a lot of people's mistakes. A lot of people travel 2 or 3 times, think, oh, there's not a problem. The 4th or 5th time you try to come back, the officer who actually swipes your green card happens to be a little more meticulous, realizes you have an arrest, controlled substance offense. For a controlled substance offense, now you get put into secondary inspection. Now, it triggers a chain of events. Yeah. So I would definitely recommend against traveling abroad.
We see, if I could just interject for a sec, we see a lot of people over the years that might have had some criminal offenses, criminal convictions back in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, that if they had applied for the green cards today with those same convictions or those same problems, they wouldn't have been approved, whereas back then they were. The laws were different. Immigration certainly wasn't as computer savvy back then. So it was possible in the 90s that you might have a serious conviction, but immigration missed it because they didn't check as thoroughly as they do today. So what happens, and we see this all the time, what happens is this person has a green card since the 80s, and they haven't left the country, but now they decided they wanted to go back to Jamaica and see the old country. And then coming back in, all of a sudden, at the airport, wait a minute, I see that you pleaded guilty to this drug offense back in 1987. Yes, sir, but I got my green card 10 years after that, and I've had my green card for the last 25 years. Sorry, things have changed. And then what happens is they do exactly what the Maverick was just saying. They pull your green card, they send you to that back room for secondary inspection, and before you know it, you've got big problems. So this is a common occurrence. common.
It's not cool to get sent to the bad boy room.
Yeah.
You know, Squeeze it, and just to add another nuance, which is very common, and I've had a couple of questions about this: expungements, right?
Mhm.
There's two types of expungements. There's one expungement that would have immigration consequences for you. That is, while it's an expungement, it's still considered a conviction for immigration purposes.
Right.
And there is another type of expungement that is not a conviction, you know, but again, you know, and I've spoken with clients, with potential clients and listeners about this. I need to see what type of expungement you received before I tell you whether or not you should apply for citizenship. And that's, again, and that's very important. A lot of people think an expungement means it was wiped out and it doesn't exist. That's not necessarily the case for immigration.
Got you. Once again, folks, speaking with the Maverick, his real name, Nelson Madrid. He's an attorney with Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. You also heard from the maestro, Conrad Pollack, in my opinion, top immigration attorney in the nation. Call him now for a free phone consultation. The number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Catch this show every single day, ladies and gentlemen, on 93.5 FM and also on Facebook. With
Squeeze, I'm sorry. And if I could just add very quickly, an expungement is when you believe that your criminal conviction has been erased. Okay. And to elaborate a little more on that, there are state rehabilitative actions. That means that you've done some sort of program. The state is trying to, you know, help those convicted of certain crimes. That is still considered a conviction for immigration purposes. An expungement based on a fundamental statutory or on a due process violation is not a conviction. So it's, again, two different things.
There's where conviction can be vacated, right?
Well, this goes back to, right, and this goes back to what I said. It depends on what grounds it was vacated. It depends on what grounds it was expunged. And again, there's two different grounds. And this is very gray, and a lot of people don't understand this. So you think your conviction has been vacated, but it was vacated under a state rehabilitative action. It's still a conviction for immigration purposes.
Gotcha. Once again, folks, you're listening to Nelson Madrid, aka the Maverick, right here on Cruising with the Case Handler. Going to be switching over to personal injury in a few minutes, and then we'll get a true success story of what it is that Adam Handler has done for his clients. But
keep calling him Adam Handler. It's the shark. The shark.
Adam, I'm serious, man. I'm really loving the name Shark.
Got
You're a case handler, but you're a shark.
Once you go case handler, you never go back.
No, you're not going
All
back.
right.
All right. So here's one. Here's one for I guess Maestro, you can answer this one. Do the public charge apply if you filed before February 24th? This one is from Facebook.
Well, as I said, the public charge rule has always been in effect. So you could have applied for your green card 30 years ago. In order to get your green card, in order to be successful in your case, you had to demonstrate that you could support yourself, that you weren't going to come here and just go on food stamps and welfare. You had to show that you had a job waiting for you when you got here, or that your family was going to support you, and they'd provide an affidavit proving that. However, since February 24th, that rule has been greatly expanded. The public charge rule has always been a way for the government to turn applicants down with good reason. I mean, again, you coming to the United States, you should be able to support yourself. That's the American way. You're coming here to better your life, better your family's life, and get ahead. However, now they've made it extremely more difficult, and there are many more ways for the government to turn you down. But in answer to the question, if you filed your case before February 24th, you are not subject to that enhanced definition of the public charge rule. You are subject to the previous rule, which again, as long as you can demonstrate you can support yourself, that you're not going to be a public charge, that you're not going to be on government assistance, you should be able to get your green card, assuming all other things are in order, that you have a clean record, you have no criminal issues to speak of, you haven't committed fraud with the Immigration Service. I mean, here to better your life, better your family's life. Is that me?
No,
Sounds like me.
Well, that's you. All right, that's you. All right. So I was just talking to a couple of the people on Facebook. They're saying that they discovered a great program, and on the block. So that's good. More and more people are discovering it. Here's one. I want to say thanks to Tracy, also a part of our marketing team, forwarding the questions from the other Facebook pages. I am a citizen of Jamaica and a permanent resident of the U.S., and I want to sponsor my son to come to the U.S. He's not married. I am eligible for naturalization in about 5 months. Should I wait until I am a citizen to sponsor him, or will it make no difference?
Do not wait. File for citizenship immediately and file for your son immediately. As a resident applying for a child, or whether he's an adult or a minor, I don't know. But in either case, those cases take a long time, years. It could be, if he's a minor, it could take 2 to 3 years. If he's adult, it could take 8 to 10 years. As a citizen, it's much faster. In addition, a new problem compounding the issue is this presidential proclamation that was issued last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? I forget now. Banning immigrants from coming to the United States. Citizens applying for their family members other than parents can continue to apply for their family members. Permanent residents cannot. So under this ban, if you're not a citizen, you're not going to be able to get your son or your daughter his green card. File for citizenship immediately and submit the visa petition simultaneously.
Absolutely. But visitors can still come, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Once again,
talking immigrants.
Yeah. All right. Just be clear on that, because some people don't really understand.
The ban applies specifically to intending immigrants. If you're coming as a tourist, student, temporary worker, the ban does not apply to you yet. That may change in 60 days, and don't be surprised if it does. But again, now's the time to act. Don't wait.
Absolutely. All right, no problem. Got 2 more questions here. And if you can just throw the answers out there, and then Adam, it's all yours.
It's all good, man. I'm along for the ride.
All right. If someone was approved in principle, but now separated from his wife for about 8 years, okay, can he get a divorce without jeopardizing his landed to be application? That's one question. And the other one is, I was one of the lucky people to get one of the H-1B visas, and I was due to start working in October. I was just told by my employer that they are downsizing and won't be hiring me. Is there anything I can do to protect the visa? Can I transfer it to another job if I can find one? Those are the questions for me for today.
Nelson, you can take the first one. I'll take the second one.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't decipher. You're really good at actually figuring out what some of these questions are. I don't understand that first question. I'm sorry.
First one is, the first one is, if someone was approved in principle, but now separated from his wife for about 8 years, can he get a divorce without jeopardizing his landed to be application? I'm just reading verbatim.
Right. I don't understand. What do you mean approved in principle, landed to be? Those are terms I've never heard of. So I don't feel comfortable answering or even providing information on that.
Right. All right.
Well, let me guess. All right, provide a guess there, and at the same time show off about the vast world of knowledge that I have in this inside here. I'm going to assume that person is talking about he got his green card through marriage.
Right.
Okay? And that was 8 years ago. And now, for whatever reason, he and his wife are separated or divorced or whatever. If he got his green card through that woman 8 years ago and wants to divorce now, go ahead and do it. All right, it's not going to affect your case. Now, if she fights it, who knows? If she contests the divorce and says, you know what, my husband got his green card 8 years ago, but we never lived together. He got his green card, and then he threw me out the next day. If that comes out and immigration finds that out, he could lose his green card. So there are a whole host of factors involved. I mean, that's a tough question to answer without a lot more information.
Yeah,
with regard to the H-1, there's nothing you can do basically. If your employer pulls the plug, pulls the rug out from under you on an H-1, and they decide they don't want you to work for them, there's nothing you can do about it. It's unfortunate that you were selected in the lottery. There are only 65,000 applicants per year that are approved in the H-1B lottery every year, which just completed last month. But there's nothing you can do. The employer holds all the cards there. If that person is in Jamaica or wherever, if he's not in the United States, there's nothing he can do. He has to try to find another employer or find another way to come here, tourist, student, whatever. If he's in the United States and he's still in status, which is possible, in fact, probably likely given the scenario, my advice would be if he wants to stay here, file for an extension. If he's here on a tourist visa or a student visa, go back to school, maintain your status, and stay in school, and maintain that student visa. Maybe you get optional practical training permission after you graduate, which allows you to work. Although the government is proposing a change in that regard. If you have a tourist visa, it's good for 6 months typically, file for an extension. Do it now, unless you came last week. You've been in the United States for the last 2-3 months on a tourist visa, and you've got 6. File for that extension now. It takes 3, 4, 5 months sometimes to get a decision. File for it now. You need help to get that extension done? Call us. We do that day in and day out. We know how to do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So once again, folks, the number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Anyone want to take that question that's on the Zoom chat session there? Adam, you want to pitch it to them?
My friend, let's see. My friend married a U.S. citizen and got her 10-year card. She wanted to know if she has to file taxes together in order to file for their citizenship. I would say speak to the immigration attorneys.
Very smart man. You're a very smart.
If I was a fool, I would do this myself. So if I'm an attorney and I wouldn't even answer that question, why in the world would anybody out there that actually had this immigration problem try to do it themselves?
I don't know. They're crazy. Come on.
Look, if I could just add, and I was speaking with someone yesterday and I said this, there's not a lot I have not personally seen in my 13 years of practice. And I'm just an attorney. Imagine the immigration officer actually interviewing you, okay? They see at least, I'd say, 15 to 20 people a day, okay? It's not a secret. It's not a mystery. It's not a surprise that people would do anything to get a green card, to become citizens of the United States. So you're basically putting yourself under a microscope, especially when you apply for citizenship, right? And now you get a tough officer who's going to completely question the fact, why did you get your green card based on a marriage and now you're filing single? Now they can look into that marriage. Now you can potentially be opening up a can of worms. Look, at the end of the day, people are going to do what they do, but, this is a lot more difficult than people understand, and one of the things I typically tell people is friends, families, and neighbors tell you what they want you to hear. They don't necessarily tell you the truth. And again, dealing with immigration, in my opinion, is a roll of the dice. Speak to 10 people who got green cards, you'll hear 10 different stories.
Got you. I want to say thanks to each and everyone for actually tuning in. I want to say thanks to Christine Bennett, who said she called yesterday and got a free consultation. She wants to tell you guys thanks. I want to say thanks to Raymond Babb for asking a question. Linda Shaw, always here. O'Neill Dixon, one of my old followers and friend who asked a question also, is on Facebook here. I want to let everybody know that we are acknowledging you. All right. We are acknowledging you. We love you. We respect you. And hopefully you're all staying safe. And we want to say thank you so much for sharing the pages as you have done.
Hey, Sting, Squeeze, if I could just interject for 1 sec, because I wanted to add to what Nelson was saying. Every process these days, every immigration process these days is more difficult than it used to be. U.S. citizenship, the USCIS is not your friend. Their role, their goal in life these days is to say no, is to disqualify people from applying for the green cards, to not permit immigrants to stay in this country, to force them to leave. That is their intention. That is their goal. So even an application for citizenship, which 10, 20 years ago was pretty routine, as far as the types of processes and the various types of applications that we process at our firm, applying for citizenship 10, 20, 30 years ago was routine. There was a time, I remember, when you'd apply for citizenship and there was no filing fee. They didn't charge for filing fees for citizenships, right? Things have changed. Now, citizenship is a tool for the Immigration Service to find people that got their green cards improperly, that might have lied, that might not have disclosed all the information when they applied for the green cards and they got the green cards. Now, when this person goes and applies for citizenship, they nail them and they say, wait a minute, we looked at your application from 20 years ago. You never said that you had a child. You never said that you had left the country for 8 months in 1992. We got you, all right? And we got you now, and we're not going to let go, and we're going to take away your green card. We're going to put you into removal proceedings, and we're going to send you back to your country because you never should have been here in the first place. We see it all the time.
You got your green card as the single unmarried child of a United States citizen, but you were married at the time.
Right. You never told us that you got married back in Jamaica in 1978. Oh, but I thought, I didn't know that was a real marriage.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. Citizenship is a tool for the Immigration Service to nail you these days. If you've got something in your past that you don't want them to know, they're going to find out, especially you go in there and do this yourself, you're looking for trouble.
Gotcha. Once again, folks, the Maestro and the Maverick, Conrad Pollack and Nelson Madrid. Dial the number 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Adam, I'll let you touch on personal injury and take us out.
Yeah, brother. Listen, it all started, this show all started with us being out there, trying to let everybody know what we do on the personal injury side. And I think our results have certainly stood for themselves. And if you're watching this program right now, if you're actually seeing us talk live at 9:23 a.m. on Friday, May 8th, then I think you're keenly familiar with who I am and what I've been doing these past 17 years for victims of negligence, victims of people in car accidents, construction accidents, medical malpractice, slip and falls. Anyway, there's a million ways to die. And any way that you've been injured through the fault of somebody else, we've been there to help you. We've been here to pick up the pieces for you and your family and make sure that we do our best to right the wrong. But we've expanded, and it's important that everybody out there knows that, I'm part of a bigger plan, and that's to serve the Caribbean community with not only personal injury, but with immigration, with criminal defense, with matrimonial, with real estate. Certainly, showing you guys these past few weeks that we are a full service law firm and a law firm that does it quite differently than all the others out there. We've been getting unbelievable feedback, not only from prospective clients, but current clients and old clients, and even attorneys saying, holy moly, what you guys are putting out there is really cutting edge and really striking a chord within the community, and not just the Caribbean community, but the New York community, the New Jersey community, and as you heard earlier, the national community. We have phone calls coming from California, from Massachusetts, from Florida, and the international community, phone calls from Jamaica and Barbados. It is far-reaching. It is spreading something good. I know these days talking about spreading something sounds so awful, but this is something so positive. And we're really trying to give back to the community that's embraced us by giving the free consultations. We do have the time. We're all home, working in our home offices. We're hoping to be back in our offices at 225 Broadway on the 3rd floor sometime soon, but we don't know when we'll actually be physically seeing clients in our office. So the fact that we can do this virtually, either over social media or over Zoom or over FaceTime or over Skype, just shows that we are prepared to continue to fight for the underdog, to continue to fight for the people that are truly counting on us. And Conrad and I were talking earlier in the show, it's in our blood. 3 generations of attorneys for me, 2nd generation of attorneys for Conrad, and it's all we know. And we've been taught since we were small children to respect the client and to remember that a good attorney is going to have a lot of files. And we do have a lot of files. We are blessed with thousands of files. But I'm confident that if you really took a look, you would see that we treat every case like it's our most important case. Sure, I can settle a case for $5 million, but I can also settle a case for $50,000. And I'm probably going to work just as hard, if not harder, on the $50,000 case, because usually the $5 million case you're so messed up that the insurance companies are not really going to show that much resistance. And you can be fighting over small amounts of money, but you'd be surprised on those $50,000 cases, the insurance companies want to pay $8, $9, $10, $11,000. And most of the attorneys out there that are advertising, even attorneys that are advertising, on social media and on the station itself, are going to settle your case for probably less than it's worth. And I hear it all the time. Can you reopen it? No. Can you get me more money? No. Why? Because you got one chance to get it right. One chance at justice, one choice of attorney, your case handler, the PPID team. Let us kick some ass for you. But you got to have that number saved, and you got to give us a call. 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID-LAW. As far as I'm concerned, I want everybody to have a great weekend. It's Mother's Day. Big hugs to all the mothers out there and the dads that are fulfilling the roles of the moms. We don't want to forget you, but
virtual hug.
Virtual hug. We'll touch with you guys next month for Father's Day. But it's been a great week. Dozens and dozens and dozens of people have been listening to our message and calling us and getting the information they need to help them and their families, not just now, but for generations to come. And that's something I'm certainly proud of.
Absolutely. Adam Handler, ladies and gentlemen. Nelson, you want to read off that question and tail it off for us?
Sure. We got a question saying, my mother filed for me in 2014, July. I'm over 21, live in Jamaica. My mother is a citizen. What will happen now with the new law? The priority date on your case, you are considered an F1, which is I imagine, the unmarried son or daughter of a United States citizen. Your priority date is still 6 years away. Your case is not ripe. The presidential proclamation would have no effect because your case is not yet current.
Okay, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Not leaving anyone, saying, oh, they didn't answer my question. I want to say thanks to everybody for participating. I want to say thanks for sharing. Sharing is caring. Tip your waiter, as the case handler, the top personal injury attorney said, tip your waiter. And how do you do that? You like the page, you follow the page, and you share the page. Okay? Like, follow, share. Like, follow, share. Like, follow, share. Make sure you do that, whatever page you're watching right now. And once again, our pages are Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. That's PPIDs. And you've got the case handler, okay? And you've got yours truly, David Squeeze Annakie. Remember, this stays on our Facebook pages indefinitely. Refer people to the page, all right? Tell them to go check it out. Maybe their questions are there. We're going to be making more changes, meaning refining this, fine-tuning it, and making sure that you can get your answers. However, I can't say this enough. Yes, I know we've got great attorneys here. There's no one better, in my opinion, than Adam Handler, the shark, aka the case handler, okay, who can settle your case and get you the maximum compensation. There's no one better than the Maverick. God forbid you were ever arrested, and that's not all he does, but if you were ever arrested and you're dealing with your immigration, you need only that attorney when it comes to that. I am telling you that, okay? We call him the Maverick. His real name is Nelson Madrid. God forbid you want to understand more about your question that you've got right now that's in your cranium saying, what do I do now? You need the maestro. He knows just about everything when it comes to immigration. And that's, of course, Conrad Pollack. He's a managing partner at the firm. I am David Squeeze Annakie. I endorse these attorneys. I want to say thanks for listening to Cruising with the Case Handler, 8:30 a.m. on 93.5 FM, Saturdays at 7 p.m., noon on Sundays, and also right here on Facebook. Thank you so much. With that said, we must remind you that this is an attorney advertisement brought to you by the law firm Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. And of course, prior results do not guarantee similar outcome, but it would behoove. Come on, Adam. Come on, Adam. Wait for you. It would behoove.
I got it. I'm on point.
Okay, all right. Me to actually not tell you to use one law firm and one law firm only, and that is Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. Call them today, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Have an amazing weekend. Please stay safe. Spread the word about the attorneys. And when you get the consultation, retain them. Retain them. retain them. Thank you so much. Have a blessed weekend. We'll catch up with you soon.